In the last 10 years, we have made extraordinary strides in understanding what conditions produce water insecurity, and even the recognition that we do have serious water insecurity here in the United States, and that is a problem that needs solving. I see that momentum and I see conversations that were not happening 10 or 20 years ago, and that makes me feel that we are getting a critical mass of people who are excited to work on this problem and improve everyone's lives.
I work as a research scientist with Arizona Water for All, and part of my work is to go to the communities. I'm the one that goes together with our engineer team to the households to talk with people, understand their perspectives and how they been struggling or not with water quality, and so that can give us the information we need to work with them for solutions for better access to safe water in their households.
We do all things relating to water conservation. We empower residents and businesses to use less water. We also help make policy decisions on how water can and should be used in our town. I mean, I think Arizonans know that water is not, infinite, that it's a resource that is limited. And so I think it's just how peer cities can compare to each other and how we can come up with solutions together. I think actually you see that across government agencies. Let's just try new things. Let's try to figure out what are going to be those pinch points, those solutions, those gateways to opening up new water conservation opportunities for the future.
Now, some people may ask, I turn on the faucet and I have water that comes out, but where does that water come from? And we at the USGS work to help to provide water managers with information so that they can provide potable water to all people across Arizona. We like to say in Arizona that every drop counts, and every drop is so important here in Arizona, and you need the best technology possible to measure every drop. So we're always keeping up on the latest technologies, the latest and greatest ways and equipment that we can to collect that information and produce that information. And we're here to support all of Arizona, all of the Arizonans and their water needs.
It's something that we've struggled a lot in where I live in Mexico. It's pretty much the same situation here: underground water, water scarcity, water contamination issues, but then water treatment. So the idea of doing more of that it's needed in a lot of other places, was just a magnet for me. Right now I'm working on a lot of different branches around water security. So it goes from water access, water treatment, water sources. That includes sampling and testing. I'm traveling to different parts in southern Arizona, doing all these very tailored solutions for people that live different scopes of water insecurity.
So what Friends of Flagstaff's Future has been doing is advocating and trying to convince the city to move toward advanced treatment of reclaimed wastewater so that we can remove those chemicals of concern, PFAS, PFOS, pharmaceuticals, et cetera, to make the water cleaner before it goes into the aquifer, so we're not contaminating the aquifer.
Our mission is to restore the flow of our rivers here in the Sonoran Desert. I want to have a river in my Tucson. I want to have a river in my Phoenix. I want to have a river in Sonora, in the Rio Sonora. So lately here with WMG is the water components, particularly in desert environments, is how do we balance water for people and for nature.
I work on a whole variety of campaigns trying to protect our most ecologically and culturally important rivers that remain here in the Southwest. The primary campaigns that I've been working on is the effort to designate the Upper Verde River as a wild and scenic river. Another primary campaign I have here in Arizona is focused on protecting the Little Colorado River.
We do conservation projects across the Sky Island region of southern Arizona and northern Mexico. This particular site that we're working at, we are removing an invasive plant called giant reed or arundo from a natural spring. What was really neat in the middle part of that project is that as we started to pull out the invasive plant, we started to see water flowing on the surface again. We have a game camera out here that has seen a remarkable biodiversity of animals already at this site, just as we've started to clear away these reeds and made it possible for the animals to come in and access that water. My perspective on it is that everything that we do for water, it's all one resource, right? And so if we're working on improving the amount of water here and making that more available for wildlife, that means that they're taking less from somewhere else.
We have a single pass through each one of these ponds, which is about 840,000 gallons, give or take. They are earth ponds, but they are lined, as you can see. So we have different species in these ponds, but it's a single pass through. Water goes out that far road and comes out to the creek under the bridge. So we're basically moving the water a half-mile downstream and putting it back out. We closely monitor what we're putting back into the waterway. But having those waterways healthy in this state benefits everyone, because without water, we don't have life.
Through most of Arizona, particularly this area, you're in semi-desert or desert habitat. And the vegetation is beautiful and unique, but fairly limited. When you get to a stream or other water source, that's where you start to get larger trees, just a lot more diversity of plant life. You get more diversity of plant life, you get more insects. So the more variety of insects you have, the more variety of birds you can support. So more possibilities for species of birds.
People are really into water in Flagstaff because we don't have it running through our city, except for during monsoon season. So people are pretty passionate about it and about making sure that everyone has access to it and also that it's clean. So I have hope because the city and the community thinks this is very important.
I think that our future is impossible without water, so preparing more and more young people to get involved in decisions about water, in the politics of water, and in the economics of water is absolutely important.
Something that I'd love to say to our future generations is that it's not hopeless. We do live in a desert and there's a lot of people that live here, but there are also a lot of people working on water conservation, from the utilities in Tucson to nonprofit organizations to scientists at the universities. Everyone is interested in water here, and there's a lot of really good work being done across the board, from the policy level all the way down to the hands-on. We're doing something on the ground level. And so I think that it's really easy to lose hope around water, but I think there's a lot of hope that we can look forward to more water conservation and smarter water policies as we move into the future.
Arizonans see themselves as building responses to increasing heat and increasing water scarcity in ways that can inform the world's responses to these stressors. And so it's very exciting for me to be part of a community and help to facilitate research that creates a pathway forward so that we can all have a livable future.